Lost fire will rise behind those eyes. That house will rock. Lion boys down. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Good evening, creatures of the night. Nosphyrus here once again, back from my slumber to drink the blood dry from another vlog. With great power comes great responsibility. Being a vampire, I live that motto very much myself. I have always tried to use my powers for good. I wish I could take credit for that motto. But credit goes to one man. Spider-Man. Since I was a wee little vampire, I was always a big fan of Spider-Man. The truly funny thing was that I was never really a big comic book reader. I just loved Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the very definition of cool to kids. A superhero with a super cool costume and powers like a spider. Big by a radioactive spider, Peter Parker was given unusual powers. He could shoot web, he could climb walls, he has super strength. Spider-Man was just awesome. A household name whether you read the comics or not. So imagine my unbridled excitement when they were finally making a Spider-Man movie. In 2002, the technology was finally such that they could not do the iconic character justice. And do him justice they did. Spider-Man was an awesome movie that truly revived the comic book movie craze. It was everything a movie should be, and easily something everybody could enjoy, whether they were a fan of the comics or not. In 2004, they followed up with Spider-Man 2. But, how could they ever follow up from the first movie? Would it just be sequel syndrome? Not at all. Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal. Arguably better than the first. I personally liked 2 better. I hate to overuse a word, but the whole thing was just awesome. Dr. Octopus was just super cool on the big screen. Even more so than the first, this movie has something for everybody. It was a roller coaster of action and excitement and was never boring. In 2007 came the third installment. Spider-Man 3. 3 villains and a whole bunch of different plot lines. A lot of people thought this movie was overcrowded. Personally, I thought it was even more action-packed than the first 2 movies, and it was never boring for a second. The visuals with the Sandman and the alien symbiote were amazing to behold. In truth, the third movie probably wasn't as good as the second, but I honestly think the third was my favorite, anyway. I just loved the whole story behind the Sandman, Flint Marko, even if it was different from the comics. There is one big reason this movie stands out as my favorite in the trilogy. Venom. It was probably in my preteen to teenage years when I actually started to read the Spider-Man comics, and it was because of Venom. Since I discovered him, I have been a huge Venom fan. I just love the character. Much like the rest of the world, I was disappointed to hear that Topher Grace would be playing Venom. The Eddie Brock we all knew and loved was much bigger and more muscular than Peter Parker to start with, and got only more so as Venom. I liked Topher Grace, but Eric Foreman as Venom? I was skeptical. I have to say, though, I was very pleasantly surprised. First off, Topher busted his butt to add some muscle so he'd look a little more imposing. Secondly, I would much sooner take a good actor rather than a big muscle-brained goon who cannot act worth a dime. Topher is most certainly a great actor, and he brought a great energy to the character. Most importantly, as Venom, they really did a good job to make him look noticeably bigger than Spidey. He didn't look like scrawny Eric Foreman, and that was all that I asked. I would have loved a lot more time with Venom. I would have also liked a different ending for him. But, overall, I cannot complain. It was awesome, and fulfilled a boyhood dream of mine to see one of my favorite characters on the big screen. Not to mention, the design was just super cool. Anyway, the Spider-Man movies are a definite must-own for everybody. A trilogy that truly should be in everybody's collection. Well, back in my more human form again to ask my creatures of the night to tune in next time. Beware. Take care. Because the freaks come out at night.